Hey there guys, it is Natural Nadine here and I'm back with another video. So today's video guys, we're going to be talking, what am I filming today? Oh yeah, today we're going to be talking about bond builders versus protein treatments and which ones you should be using. Because they do different things, I feel like we need to talk about it. I'm not going to ramble on in this intro, we're just going to get straight into it. Bond builders are products such as Olaplex, such as Curlsmith Bond Curl, such as Red Acidic Bonding. These bond building products use amino acids, which amino acids are like the base components of proteins, right? A protein is a chain of amino acids. So bond builders use amino acids and repair the bonds that are broken within your hair. So I'm not really going to go too deep into the hows and the workings of bond building treatments because I have a separate video that talks about that. So the video, how does Olaplex works and is it safe for black people? I would check that out for a more in-depth understanding on exactly how bond builders work. But we're just going to talk about which ones you need to use and when, right? Bond builders also fill in the hair cuticle, which I find a lot of people don't realize that bond builders actually do a similar thing to what protein treatments do, in the sense that they fill the hair cuticle. From the Olaplex website, you can clearly see these are microscopic images they've shown of before Olaplex and after Olaplex, and you can see that it fills in the cuticle layers just like a regular protein treatment does. Now, protein treatments such as the Apogee 2-step protein treatment, again, I'm not going to go into depth on the ins and outs and the workings of those types of protein treatments because I have a separate video that talks about that, which is why your natural hair needs lots of protein. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking, whoa, what do you mean my hair needs lots of protein? Go watch that video, it explains everything, but we're not going to touch on the workings of how Apogee works. Now, in that video, I talk about the general protein treatments, but today we're going to talk specifically the Apogee 2-step protein treatment because, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the go-to protein treatment for everybody, right? Like, if somebody's thinking, oh, I've got heat damage, oh, my hair's damaged, I need to fix my hair, go-to is Apogee 2-step protein treatment, right? So the Apogee 2-step protein uses activated proteins and magnesium to help to strengthen the hair. So magnesium is a key component in protein synthesis, so it helps to form these proteins. We produce it in our hair, we intake it in our food, and it helps with protein synthesis. That's exactly why the magnesium is an additive as well in the Apogee 2-step protein treatment. So when you're adding that protein, the magnesium is also helping to synthesize those proteins onto your hair. Ever used the treatment, your hair goes really hard when it's kind of like activated or whatever, and that's basically the protein working because it's activated with heat, as a lot of proteins are. For example, like keratin treatments, usually you have to straighten the hair after for the protein to be activated, and that's because a lot of proteins require that for them to fully take shape and to solidify. Then the balancing moisturizer is just to make sure you don't offset your protein moisture balance, and it kind of offsets any kind of stiffness, any kind of brittleness that you might get from having lots of protein in your hair. One thing to mention about both protein treatments is it's only going to happen on the surface of the hair because you only apply it to your hair shaft. It's pretty self-explanatory that your new growth that's growing is not going to have that type of strength and bonds repaired, but you wouldn't really expect your new growth to need. The second thing to note is that the Apogee 2-step protein treatment effects are temporary. The Apogee 2-step protein treatment coats the hair strand. It doesn't penetrate the hair strand. What it does is just coat the hair strand, fill in gaps in the cuticle, and strengthens the hair from the outside, as opposed to bond builders that repair the hair from the inside. So you can see how you could possibly have the need for both of these in your routine. So from the outside, it increases the tensile strength of your hair and is better for breakage. So if you're struggling with breakage, as much as a bond builder will help you, Apogee would probably be the go-to because it increases the tensile strength of your hair. Just like where if you're suffering from something like heat damage, you're going to want to lean more towards bond builders because they actually repair your hair internally from the bonds that have been broken by whether heat, damage, you name it, whatever has caused those bonds to be broken. So different needs for your hair are going to decide which protein treatment you choose to use. So another thing to mention is that for bond building, you do need to have repetitive use in order to see the health of your hair being nursed back. Now, because bond building is quite a fairly new technology, there's no telling how long it lasts, right? So I've been using Olaplex on my hair for a couple of months now, and all I see is gradual improvement of my hair, but that's because I'm continuously using it. There's no telling if I stopped using Olaplex what my hair would look like, and honestly I ain't trying to find out, okay? I'm not trying to find out. So yeah, with bond builders it's a bit up in the air how long they last, how effective they are if you stop using them, where the ApHogee 2-step protein treatment, we know the effects are temporary. It even says it on the bottle. The ApHogee typically lasts for 6 weeks. As you're washing your hair and as wash days go along, you're rinsing out that protein that has been placed onto your hair by the 2-step protein treatment, and over time your hair is going to lose that tensile strength that it got from the 2-step protein treatment. So you can choose to do the treatment every 6 weeks and just keep up the momentum if you think your hair can handle that much protein. Okay, I feel like I was choking, so I'm literally taking this down. So now, when will there be a need for using both? And honestly, a lot of the times. Bond builders are good for internal repair. ApHogee is good for external, for increasing the tensile strength of your hair and making your hair more resistant to breakage. So those two combined, ciao, you're like, I feel like that is some unbeatable hair. Yes, you can use them both and coincide using them both. Olaplex does contain amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein, and ApHogee obviously contains loads of protein. So there is a risk that if you're using both of these, that you can experience protein buildup, or what people call protein overload. So I would proceed with caution. You're someone who's quite protein sensitive. You might just need to be able to reach for one and see what your hair concerns are. Is it breakage? Is it damage? Now, as a knock-on effect as well, ApHogee can also help to repair your curls. They can help you bounce back from your curls. But honestly, I found in the past, because I've recovered from heat damage so many times, that I found that the effect of ApHogee is quite temporary, especially when it comes to curl bounce back. I find that the first couple of weeks, yeah, my curls have reverted, but after that they just go back to kind of like being limp and lifeless, which I haven't found with the bond builders yet. I would definitely recommend watching how Olaplex works, because I go into a lot more depth. I didn't want to repeat myself for those people that have watched that video. Also, why natural hair needs lots of protein, I would watch that 100% if you don't do anything else, because that's literally a game changer and explains why you need to be incorporating protein and every single wash day. Even if it's the tiniest amount, your hair needs protein a lot of the time, all the time, to maintain its health. So definitely give that a watch. It also talks about how to overcome protein overload if you have it, and just everything like that. So for me, I love protein treatments, I love bond builders. They've really helped me to maintain the health of my hair, even when I haven't been good to my hair, if that makes sense. When my hair deserved the damage, the bond builders and the protein treatments just reeled it back in for me. So I honestly feel like whoever invented all of that stuff, thank you. So guys, I have also heard about a hair treatment called Epres, I don't know if I'm butchering the name of that, but allegedly it is the chemist who developed the patented ingredient in Olaplex, bis-amino dipropyl diglycol dimaleate. I call it bad, okay? So allegedly the chemist who developed that has now gone off and launched his own bond building hair care brand. Now I can't get hold of it in the UK, guys. If anybody knows where I can get it in the UK, like please hit me up in the comments, because I've been trying to get hold of that product, because I hear people talking about it and they say it's better than Olaplex, and I'm like, better than Olaplex? What? So I really want to try it, but I can't get it anywhere here in the UK. So if you know somewhere where I can get it in the UK, please like leave a comment, let me know, or even somewhere where I can buy it in the US and pay for the shipping, because even that I was struggling. And the one interesting thing about the formulation of the Epres or the Epres, blah, 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 or whatever it's called, is it claims to be the only acid-free bond builder on the market. So like I previously mentioned, Olaplex contains like amino acid, the building blocks of protein. This one claims to not have amino acids. So I don't even know how it's claiming to repair bonds with no amino acids, no nothing. But I would need to do my research on that. But I can't do that if I haven't got the product. That's enough of me rambling on. I think I've talked too much about nothing. Okay. That should be a talent at this point. But yeah, guys, I've pretty much finished talking now, so I'm gonna give you back your time and let you have your day or your evening or whatever it is, and I will see you in my next video.